bands to say this, but
I think Offspring.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other two?
So you had Beastie Boys, Ramones, The Offspring, Black Flag.
Beastie Boys.
yeah.
And the answer was Beastie Boys.
Oh.
Good
Did you know that?
job.
Because that's one of my favorite
Rico's
bands.
winning right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was bound to happen eventually just by odds.
So they went on to record an album, which helped them get shows, and eventually they found Rick Rubin that was going to NYU, and they made it big from after that.
Nice.
All right, number 3. Producer Ross Robinson was tricked by this band to be their driver while they picked up meth. According to the band...
That sounds like my band. Wait, no.
Wait, you
We're
guys
on
do
this
that?
trivia?
All right. Producer Ross Robinson was tricked by this band to be their driver while they picked up meth. According to the band, they thought it would be clever to record a song while high on meth and tricked Ross into taking them on a drug run. Which of these was the band? Was it A, Marilyn Manson, B, Korn, C, Limp Bizkit, or D, Papa Roach?
Corn. Sorry. I'm totally thinking corn.
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking Limp Bizkit or Papa Roach. They're kind of more high
Or Marilyn
energy.
Manson.
It could be any one of the
It could be
names.
anyone, yeah.
Oh,
All right, so Jodi's got Korn.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Marilyn Manson.
Justin with Marilyn Manson.
Limp Bizkit.
Rico with Limp Bizkit. The answer is Korn.
Oh!
And the song that they recorded was called Ball Tongue.
Okay.
And apparently it was called Ball Tongue because it was another guy that would take meth and his tongue would blow up like a ball.
Oh.
The more you
Not
know.
what. Yeah. Not what I expected from Baltimore.
Rainbow.
Right? All right, and that was it. You
That was
guys did
it.
really
Nice
well.
job.
We need a tiebreaker.
Yeah. there's
Oh, wait, I have a
1-1.
tiebreaker.
Okay, go ahead.
And then you can jump in, and then it could be a 3-way tie.
Okay, do it.
Okay, so this band went to the recording studio and didn't have a name. They couldn't record without a name. So they had to come up with a name on the spot.
Oh.
Was the band
Sweatpants in public.
Sweatpants in Public? Killed by Florida.
Butch and
Three
the Fat
Doors
Dude.
Down. Or Stained.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna guess
Three Doors Down.
3 Doors Down.
That's true. And it was because the guy said, whenever you guys are ready, your studio is 3 doors down. And I don't know if that's actually true.
I like it, though.
I haven't
Can we-
personally Googled it, but I did hear that somewhere.
Well, that's
So,
kind of like
that's good enough.
the band Nickelback. That was the change they got back. They got a Nickelback.
From what? What did he buy?
That's a great question.
You left out the most important part of this. What did they
Was
buy?
it a candy bar? Was it like
Yeah.
What's
All
in
right,
the
well,
box?
Here's another interesting
What's
one
in the
that I didn't
box?
use was there was a guy. He was working at this recording studio, and he kind of was like an assistant, and he also kind of a janitor. And he asked them, can he use their equipment while no one else was using it? Would they mind? And that's how Trent Reznor recorded his first album.
Oh, nice.
That's crazy.
So
All right.
How did you guys get the name Garage to Nowhere? Speaking of 3 Doors Down,
Yay.
were you guys in Nowhere and you like, hey, we should name our promotion Garage to Nowhere?
Well, Garage to Nowhere wasn't always what we are now. Like this, like us in the last year and a half, like this is what we've kind of morphed into. Garage to Nowhere started at a dog park, and I met a guy that played guitar, and we had a similar sense of humor. And I was living with my mom, and so he would come over, and we would sit in my mom's garage and just come up with ridiculous songs. Then my mom got married, and she replaced our band space with a lawnmower.
Oh, no.
And said, because there's a lawnmower, you can't smoke cigarettes in the garage. You can't be in there anymore. And I was
ruin
like,
the
oh,
lawnmower."
man, we went from garage to nowhere. And so that's where Garage to Nowhere came from. We're still waiting to record the single Garage to Nowhere, which is, her riding in on the lawnmower and be like, you could never take our freedom. And then,
awesome.
playing songs. But that's where that happened. And from there, just a bunch of friends hanging out, jamming, set up a studio, started recording under the situation of Garage to Nowhere. And then once this lovely lady came into my life, we added photography to it, the band promotion stuff, and this is where we are now.
That's awesome. We've got some interesting band names from stupid ideas. For example, we were Red Light Zion, and I was driving around, and I got stuck by every red light possible. And I'm like, I'm the Red Light King! And I was like, Red Light Zion. Yeah. And that was a band name. And then we were trying to come up with a cover band name, and we come up with the stupidest names. And our friend Adam looks over at a cooler and goes, "Hey, how about the Yetis?" I was like,
Well, see, that's why I was talking to Rico. I wanted to be the bad Yeti kids.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't be in another Yeti themed band, man. There's too many Yetis. But Yeti Kit, come on.
this is
hilarious.
my
Bad
next
Yeti
my next band name, and no one else take it. It's called A Reptile Dysfunction.
I want to be the Inhumanities, and the album title would be The Endangered Species.
That's awesome.
I think there was one that it was cool. It was Just in Case. Like Justin
My mom always called me
Case.
Just an Accident.
Just an accident. That's a great band.
That's awesome. So you guys have been doing this for a while, and you've got some great experiences with bands. Are there any memorable bad experiences, any tantrums, or any fits that a band has done where you're like, oh, we're never booking those guys again?
No.
we haven't.
We wouldn't talk about it
everybody's
anyway.
Super nice and friendly and happy to be on a show. Like, I mean, we haven't had any bad experiences with anyone. No one's
I
been.
mean, the only thing that stinks is to have a band cancel at 5 o'clock when showtime is 9.
Oh,
yeah.
And I get it. Like, things happen, and we've honestly added a bunch of bands to our close family because, like, one band in particular, Twice the Former, anytime I need anything, I hit up Daniel. Daniel's like, give me 2 minutes. He calls me back in 30 seconds, and he's like, we're in. I'm like, yes! And then it's like, but it's like, then unfortunately
Man, I
for
really
them, it's
like
like
those guys.
they fill in a bunch, and now we got to try to find places where we can have them actually, that we plan to have you there. We don't always want you guys to be the fill-in. So on September 29th, they're going to be playing the Craft Beer Cartel homebrew competition, and that's from 2 to 6 at Craft Beer Cartel downtown Fort Lauderdale. So come check out. Like, definitely one of our closest friends as a band, and that's Twice the Former.
I saw them twice already.
So you saw them twice formerly?
Yeah, formerly seen them twice,
So
and they're really
we
cool
should
people
say-
and awesome.
People should go to the Garage to Nowhere Facebook page. You guys are always posting events that are happening and all the bands are playing.
And not just our events too. Like, Jodi's really great about finding other stuff, like stuff that we want to go to. Like, we don't just promote our own shows. We actually want to be out at other shows. So come check out like all the different venues that we've been supporting as patrons.
Right.
And that's where we meet these bands. So
I see that all the time when I go like interested. It's like, oh, there's Jodi.
Yeah.
Jodi's interested too. So am I. All right. Anything that you guys want to say to bands that are coming up to like how to start doing the thing, getting out there, you guys are seeing all these bands coming up and getting into shows. How do they approach people? How do they come up to you or whatever?
I think they usually say hello.
Yeah.
There you go. That's
Hi,
a
I'm
good
a
start.
band.
Yeah, we get a lot of messages just that, we heard that you're booking for this place or that, and they'll send us links, and somebody asked if they could audition for us, and we're like, are we do we do that? Do people have to audition for us? We didn't know we were that big or anything. But yeah, I mean, we're game to anyone new. We just want to give everybody that's part of the scene exposure.
And I said that in the last episode. I think I did a little bit where it was like, you guys are really good at giving everybody a chance. So show up, be cool,
Yeah.
and you'll get a chance.
Yeah, exactly.
We're actually, I think, one of the few people that get to legitimately say that we like every genre of music.
Right.
And it's because if you're getting up on stage and you're putting yourself out there and you're having a great time, even if I don't click and I'm not going to rock out to your song like every day in my car on my ride home, I'm still having so much respect and such a good time, like looking at your energy and you being out there and you showing the world what you have to say. And I think that's like the most important thing.
Right.
And just giving people a platform for that is what we would try to represent.
Yeah, you guys are really awesome because my experience is when we had bands and things like that. Before you did a lot, Scott, you did a lot of the promoting and getting us gigs and stuff. But when I was in Idiots on the Moon, I did a little bit of it, and Claudia did a little bit of it. And sometimes we would just run into promoters or people that were just like, you don't have enough likes on Facebook, or you don't have enough followers, or and it was like, then you'd see some of the bands that would play and stuff like that, and they have like 1,000 million likes, but nobody would post anything. You know what I mean? It's like,
but you can buy those likes.
That's what I was. I was telling them. I was like,
"That's ridiculous."
That's like, why don't you just hear the music? Like that should be your go. Like go listen to it, or just give everybody a chance, or be open to it. But like to be that close-minded, to be like, you're not providing something for me, so I'm not going to provide something for you.
Well,
you know what I mean?
We don't want to be one of those places that looks at a band and says you're welcome. We want to be a platform where we look at the bands and say thank you. Like we kind of talked about that before. Like that's the most important thing for us is like thank you for doing what you do. Without you, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. And so we appreciate that. And on top of it, like you guys are putting out some really amazing shit.
Yeah.
Like,
and every show that we go to, like for with Garage to Nowhere, I always leave meeting a new band, making new friends. And just having a good time and having that connection to a bunch of new group of people, a bunch of new type of music, and being excited really to like hear new stuff. I think I've had a couple of bands where I've actually come up to them and it's like, I want to be able to hear your song in my car. Right, so it's motivated. Even with Hank, the guy that was here, like he like a song that he played in the podcast is one of my favorite songs that he's ever played. But he never had it recorded. I'm like, dude, I need to be able to go on my phone and play your song whenever I want to. If not, I'm gonna hit you or something because I need that. And I think with Modern Natives, I think I went up to them and I was like, that song, I just want to be able to hear it in my car. And then they actually posted it online and so I was like, that was me. That was all me. I take all credit for that. I did that. No, I'm just kidding. It was for me. No, but that's the thing. Like the support and the excitement. I was like, man, I want to hear this. I want this. This is like, just you support each other in that way,
And to feed off of that, like Modern Natives, they've played my birthday party. They just played the housewarming party. And the Dogs too. I mean, these are bands that I feel so privileged that they would even want to come and chill at my party.
Yeah.
And then they're going to play too. Like, I mean, it's just like, wow. Like, we still get starstruck sometimes, It's like, why do these cool people like
and
us?
It's funny because, the bands will think we're being funny because it was Johnny Two Chords. I had heard about them for a year or two and hadn't gotten to see them. And then I was like, they're probably way too big. They're not going to be on one of our shows. And we just talked to them. They're like, yeah, of course, we'll come up. And when we sat and had a conversation with them, you were telling them, like, I've wanted to see them for so long. And it's like, thank you so much. And they're like, we're just, regular guys. We
we're just
jobs.
like little people like everybody else.
Yeah, but we see them, we saw them as,
right.
You do a lot of shows and you're a band. And I don't know. It was, we're like starstruck to talk to them. And they're like, why?
I think after the party, I looked at her. I was like, when did we get to be popular? This is it's such a strange thing, and that people know us, because in high school and stuff, I wasn't a cool kid. I'm not saying I'm cool now, but it's like people come up and talk to me, and I'm like, "What's up, dude?" I get super excited.
I think maybe you're in your element at these places because you guys are walking around, you're networking, you're talking to people, super friendly, approachable, and I think that you're building this whole community, you're doing this whole thing, and you're in that element of what you're doing.
And what I found is with bands, sometimes me and Claudia would try to network with bands, right? And they and I don't think it's like they're being mean or anything like that, but it's just that awkwardness of and maybe it's an artist thing too, where it's like sometimes it's like, no, I don't really want to. It was like sometimes it was like a little bit of a bridge. And with you guys, you were that bridge. You are that bridge that it's like, okay, we're cool with them, so we'll talk to you now because we'll feel that we're gonna be
you're
safe.
Friends with them.
Yeah, you're friends with them. You're not trying to get at me or judge me or something like that. And I think that's what you have provided. That bridge to one to the other, where it's awesome. Like for us it was like, all right, so what do we say to each other now? We're in a band, but it was like, no, you know them, okay, cool. I'm gonna talk to you now and be comfortable.
I feel like a lot of bands don't necessarily. Not that they don't know how to network, but you get comfortable with the people you do shows with the same few bands because you guys are friends and you've done shows together before. And so our shows, it just seems like there's a lot of networking going on, a lot of people meeting 100%, people. And,
well, it's just like we were talking about earlier, that awkward play date thing, but it's fun to be like, it's like, hey, you need to beat this guy. And if you don't know that guy over there, Come
Yeah,
on. Let's go
Justin
meet that guy.
builds me up like no other. Like, and I'm like, hi, like it's me. Like, this guy's got a
I'm
podcast.
Rico.
He's in a band. He blah 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 blah, and I'm like, hi, it's me. So it's really